Hello, everyone. I know the question that's burned through absolutely none of your minds is what did DarkChiron think of the Watchmen movie adaptation? Well, I am a huge fan of it. I've got the graphic novel here. I've had it for quite some time. I think I read it about 7 years ago. So I'm a huge fan of it, mainly because of the fact that it is fairly well written, and it's kind of one of the things that lets you show, comic books aren't actually kid stuff. Some of them are for adults. But the movie, anyway. I think of the movie. I thought it was very good. I thought they did a very good job adapting it. The acting, I generally can't speak to the acting very much because I don't pay much attention to it. I typically pay attention to plot points, what's being said, and kind of the message that the movie's trying to convey. And in trying to pay attention to all that, I usually don't really care if the actor is doing a very good job. I usually notice if they're doing very well or if they're doing very, very poorly. And I didn't really notice anybody doing really well, and I didn't really notice anybody doing really poorly. So I guess everyone was kind of everyone was kind of in the middle. I will say I liked the guy who played Rorschach, who is of course my favorite character. I think he is almost everybody who likes the book. The guy who did him did fairly well, especially in trying to emote what Rorschach was feeling, even with the mask on all the time. The guy who did the comedian, I thought did a fairly good job. Doing the whole big smiling thing while he's lighting guys on fire with napalm. I thought he did a fairly good job with all that. And the change to the ending, I didn't mind. In fact, I think it worked better. And it worked better for the most part. In some ways, I didn't like it as much, but I'll get into that later. Snyder did a very good job with it. I liked what he did. A lot of people don't like what he did with 300, but I believe that is because they didn't like 300, the graphic novel even. And some people are a little bit too much into their thing that they're a fan of, fanboys. Some people don't like any changes, and I think he changed quite a bit, a little bit in 300. Like he changed a little bit in Watchmen. So if you are going to try to watch this thinking that it is a standard superhero film, you will be sorely disappointed. Even though the guy, Snyder, kind of padded out the action scenes to be more of the movie, to keep the interest of the common person, I'm assuming. I don't mean that in a derogatory manner either. He padded out the action scenes to make it more interesting, which I think he needed to do, quite honestly. But also, I need to mention the soundtrack. The soundtrack at times was very good, in my opinion, and at times was very overbearing and out of place. There are a few scenes like during there's a scene where they are playing what was it, Boogeyman. They're playing Boogeyman while the comedian's killing people, and I found that very hilarious. That fit fairly well. The opening of the movie is a kind of a photo album. As it shows you the scenes as they're being taken by pictures are being taken by photojournalists, and it shows you kind of the history of masked heroes up to this point. And that was very good because they had what was it? The Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan. That's what it was. And that fit very well. I like that. And all the music in the movie is old because the movie is set in the 80s. So they kind of used older music. Those two scenes were fairly good. The one I didn't like was at the end when they're finally going to the final confrontation, and they're playing. The movie is playing very loudly, mind you, All Along the Watchtowers by Jimi Hendrix. I like the song. I like Jimi Hendrix. It was very out of place. It's supposed to be very, suspenseful. Oh my God, they're going to go fight the big enemy over here, and you're getting All Along the Watchtowers by Jimi Hendrix. I don't know. It kind of broke the mood for me. I didn't like it, but that's going to polarize people. I can tell already. Some people are going to like that. The fact that there's music of the time in there, and some people are going to hate it. That's just how it is. He also, I have to mention this while I'm thinking of it. The scene between Silk Spectre and Night Owl, right after they save the people. I won't tell you how, but after they save people, the sex scene there have to be like it was shot from a softcore porn? Was there a reason for that? I know there was one in 300 as well, but the scene in the actual graphic novel is pretty tame. I mean, it's basically Silk Spectre gets naked, they start kissing, it skips to after the sex. But no, in the film, it is a several minute long softcore porn scene for some reason. I don't know why Snyder has to do that to every film he makes. Anyways, it wouldn't have bothered me too much if I had not brought my son with me to watch the movie. So that was a little strange. I don't think he cared, but I felt a little awkward. He laughed at my awkwardness, quite honestly, which maybe he was right to do so. But it got me thinking actually when I thought about it afterwards. It's why are we as a society okay with allowing a young kid even to in a movie see another man kill someone else, but we are afraid of allowing them to see two people having sex? I'm not certain what that is. My theory on why I was a little bit uncomfortable with it was because I feel that he is a lot more. I feel he's a lot more probable to emulate the sex scene as opposed to the hatchet to the face scene that Rorschach has in the movie. Maybe that's it. But anyway.